All right, what's up, guys? It's Mitch or Deity, and today we are starting episode 5 of the guide. This part of the guide is big. There's a ton of stuff we're doing. We're clearing Wyvern 13 for the first time. We're getting to the end of the story chapter of chapter 2, and it might take you a couple days to complete this part of the guide. That's fine. You don't have to keep up the same pace. I am playing this guide series way slower than normal, but we're going to start. I'm just going to do my summons real quick, and then we're going to go ahead and I'm going to cover 2 real quick things. So a lot of you are at a spot where you're wondering, should I pull Wukong or whatever banner character is out? Say the banner is getting ready to leave. At this point, if you have not got Tamarin, spin Skystones to shop refresh and make sure you get her before her banner goes away, even if you have to pity her. Make sure to finish her. Now, the next character, if you're wanting to summon on Wukong or another character that's on banner, depending on when you start the game, and you need to check how many bookmarks you have. You need 605. I would not suggest summoning on a character unless you have 605 bookmarks, because you might not get them. And every bookmark you put into that, at that point, would be a waste because you did not get the character. So I'm probably not going to be able to summon on Wukong unless I get 500 bookmarks over the next 2 days, which sucks. But Wukong's not a limited character. You could pull him tomorrow. His banner goes away. You could pull him tomorrow from your daily summons. So I wouldn't stress about it too much. If it's a limited character, then you definitely need to put more resources into making sure. Don't spend too many Skystones if you can help it, unless it's a guarantee pull character. If you join the Discord or anything, see the character is insanely good, a limited, like there's a character called Laya. She's one of the most recent limiteds. Or Janua, it wasn't limited, but he is unbelievably good. You just kind of got to do your research and see if you want to all in that character. But say you're at like 400 bookmarks right now and you really want Wukong, you can spend some Skystones. Try to do as much shop refresh for the Skystones possible so you get Mystic Medals. But if there's a character you really, really think is cool and just personal preference, pull that character too. Episode 7 is about having fun. You don't have to be fully efficient, but I just want you guys not to make bad use of your resources. So let's go ahead and do our 10 daily summon. I did not get a 5-star, I don't think, from any summon. All 7 days. 7 days, not even a 5-star artifact from my free summons. Really? 7 days. I didn't get a single 5-star. What is that? That's the last day of it. Okay, so this is technically part 5 of the guide, but I've logged in 7 days. So you see right here, I won't claim this stuff until we're further in. But we'll be claiming the free HP set today. So 7 days. I don't even know if I got like 2 4-stars. I didn't pity Tamarin. I was 30 off pity, so that's kind of lucky. But okay, I will be getting into parts of the guide after this. I'll go and try to structure it. But this is just the opening segment for episode 5 of the guide. Again, figure out your summons, decide if you can pull a second character. If not, make sure you have Tamarin by this point, because her banner will go away. But otherwise, her banner will go away after 7 days of being open. So maybe you have 2 days left. You can take your time, but just watch the countdown on her banner and make sure you don't miss her. But I will see you all in the actual portion of the guide in a second. All right, so it's time. We're going to build our Wyvern team. So the first thing I told you to do is go clear Abyss up to 50 so you can get further in these missions. We completed everything. Make sure you've gone through and completed all the things that it tells you to do. And then we are going to go ahead and receive the reward. We get a ton of stuff here. So you see we get some charms, upgrader gear, all of this looking good. We got 50,000 stigma. That's a lot of stigma. That's half a 6-star, over half a 6-star. Right away, we got a 6-star potion. We can 6-star another character now. We did get 6 epic spirit blooms. That's big. So now that we got all this, time to build the Wyvern team. So we'll back out, and then we're going to go ahead, and we are going to first start with Sigret. So we need to awaken her fully. Make sure that you have everything you need for that. So we need 10 of her Horn of Desires. So we do not have that, but if you are in the Wyvern Hunt Challenge, you can get that by buying Catalyst in the AP Shop Exchange. So bang, that's everything we need for her. That's done. Let's go back out, and we need to claim it. And then now we can awaken her to 6-star. This is going to complete a couple challenges for us as well. So now that we've done that, you see that unlocked Spectre Tenebria challenge, that unlocked another challenge, and we'll just keep finishing challenges set. So we are going to plus 15 this character. You're going to need to go and get shiny enchantments. But as long as you've been doing your web events and going through your first 6-star promotion daily challenges, you will have the boxes to get that. So now with the awakening, we go ahead and claim this too while we're in here. The Mologora, as you see, because we had to get some spirit altars, I've been farming that a little bit. We need to do 20 more spirit altars, and then we are done with the first Mologora challenge. The second one pops up once you hit level 60 or 50, I believe, and there are more rewards. The level 50 rewards are even better than these ones. So now that we did all that, you have your adventure for new heirs missions. So make sure you complete all this, and then the new one pops up whenever you get into clearing chapter, or once you clear the last one. You have to go back and clear stage 1 to unlock this and complete all the stages again that you've already completed, which is annoying, but make sure you go and do this as fast as possible before you go too far in Adventure 2. If you go too far in Adventure 2, you might struggle a little bit with it. But it's not a big deal. So also make sure you're collecting your dice every day. There's a lot of stamina and rewards that you get. So go here and claim this. I will be making a daily routine video as day 7 of the new player guide. So tomorrow we're going to be clearing the boss for stage 2 or chapter 2. So tomorrow clear boss chapter 2. Today clear Wyvern. And then day 7 will be, I'll show you a daily routine as a free to play player, the best way you can go and make sure you get everything done for the day. And there will be a lot of stuff on the 7th day, but that's the current plan for the guide. Is tomorrow clear chapter 2, day 7, show you the regular routine to get in. Also make sure you're claiming your Archie events so you get some more Mologors. Here you see we have 52. We are on day 5 login, so go ahead and claim all your stuff here. Again, like I said, I wouldn't summon on characters unless you know you can guaranteed pull them. So as you see, we only have 150 bookmarks. I think I'm going to have to skip Wukong. I don't want to go and gamble on it and not get him. So we have 7 days left for this. You do need to make sure that you complete this in time, but that is 3 more epic catalysts that we just got. That's going to be helpful. So we need to go and make sure we claim all of our stuff now. We are going to go ahead and claim the energy. If you are running out of energy at this point, by the way, you can use your leaves to refresh, and also you can reuse some of your stamina to refresh. On all new accounts I make, we use Sky Stones. Sorry, I guess it's stamina refresh. Use Sky Stones to refresh stamina. I do that on every guide account I've ever made. So now we can go ahead and claim our day 5 login set. So this set is going to go straight onto our Wyvern front tank. Whoever you decided on for your Wyvern front tank, go ahead and put this gear on. I could probably pick auto equip and it'll probably do it. Yep, so there we go. So now she has her gear. Now for your artifacts, you can use Egg of Delusion. This adds survivability. You can use Envoy's Pipe. Okay, Envoy's Pipe will help with survivability. Those 2 options are great. Otherwise, if you, I don't know any other ones. If you're using a knight, say you're using Crozet or Rose, you can do Steadfast Gatekeeper. You can do Aureus. Aureus will help keep your backline alive through the first wave. Those are your main artifacts. Aureus, Adamant, Steadfast. Adamant would help a little bit, but Aureus, Adamant, Steadfast, Gatekeeper. Then if you're using a Soul Weaver, one of these 2 will work fine. So that's why I had you save one of them. But we'll go ahead and we'll go with, which one do we want? If 50% is less, it would decrease damage suffered by 10%. Or we could do 11% more defense when health is above 50. Let's go ahead and let's do Envoy's Pipe for this. Actually, this is always active. This might be better. I'm not sure. I'm not sure which one would be better. We're not going to enhance it too far. I'm going to enhance it to +9. That's it. So boost it up to +9. If you do have Adamant, Steadfast, or any of those, it's better to upgrade those more so you can put more into that. But let's go ahead and look at now the second character we're going to be doing is Alexa. We've already leveled her up all the way, maxed her out. Now Furious is going to be your next character, so we need to go ahead and level him up to level 50. You do not need to 6-star these characters, so just leave them at 5-star. If you do want to 6-star another character, you can go ahead and go into promotion, and I would do Raz as your next 6-star. The more tankiness your Raz has, the better. Or whoever you're using for front tank, so say you're using Tamasaria, 6-star your Tamarin, and have her be your front tank character for clearing story. One thing with Tamarin that I do want you guys to do is level up her skill 3. So do this 1 turn cool reduction, but I'll remind you guys to do that at a different time. So now let's go ahead and go into Furious. We need to go ahead and awaken him to 5-star. Furious, we do need to put Mologors into as well, but I'm going to walk you through this whole process so you can see the thought process of making a Wyvern team. So we'll go ahead into here, and obviously I'm going to show the gearing as well. That's the main part of this, is we got to show the gearing. But now we have this. It looks like we're going to need 3 more of our Ultra Fangs to get him to 5-star awaken. Let me see what his 5-star awakening is. His 5-star awakening is attack. It's not the most important thing to have, but I think for our first clear, let's just go ahead and do it. You're going to do it eventually anyway. So go ahead and go into your boxes, take 3 of these, and then you can awaken him now up to 5 stars. So now we have all of our characters prepared for Wyvern, in terms of awakenings, we now need to make sure we do skill ups. So one of the biggest things with Furious is he does take a lot of skill ups. The most important thing is a skill 3. So if you look here, we need to go all the way up to +6. It's a lot. Okay, so we need 3, we need 8 of Twisted Fangs, and we need to do this. So we need 16 Twisted Fangs. So we need to go and grab 16 Twisted Fangs. I believe we have the chest. These chests give you, if you look here, give you 15. So we'll go ahead and use one of the chests. You get those from the level up or the promotion challenges in the web event. So now we can go ahead and skill up him. Make sure we do our skill 2, and we'll do our skill 3. So this should be all you have to do for Furious. Past this, he doesn't need any more. Furious is not a damage dealer, so his Wyvern damage isn't that important. Now, this is the problem, is if you're using Mui, you can fully invest in Mui and be confident you'll use them forever. If you have to use Alexa because you did get unlucky and didn't get Mui, what we need to do is we need to skill enhance. Luckily, this does not take Molagora, but as you see, it takes more Twisted Fangs. Hopefully, you get to skip Alexa, but if you do have to do Alexa, it is what it is. So what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and we're going to level this up to... We're going to level the skill 1 up for sure. So we need, what is that, 10? Let's just go ahead and use one of these boxes on her. This sucks to do. Hopefully you guys get lucky and don't have to do it, but it is what it is. This damage is very high that you get out of it. I'm not going to put anything into skill 2, but we are going to have to RNG this, okay? So if you do put things into skill 2, you can raise the effect chance for the poisons to 100%. But since we don't want her to do, we want to try to beat it without having to do any of that, then we're going to have to just do this. Now, Sigret. The bad thing for right now is any of you guys following the guide, if you look, Hollow Trials is closed, okay? Hollow Trials is closed. You can't go into it. So we're going to have to do this without Sigret having an exclusive equipment. But if you have the ability to go buy an exclusive equipment, the exclusive equipment that you want is going to be the one that is at 75% HP, procs the skill 1. So that is the one you want for the exclusive equipment. We can't get it for this guide, but I'll show you. You should still be able to beat it, no problem. Now, in terms of artifacts, we're going to go ahead and equip our Daydream Jokers to each character. Daydream Joker is going to be where most of our damage is coming from. So the lesser Daydream Joker you can put on Furious, but you need the higher Daydream Jokers on your Sigret and Alexa. So Sigret's Daydream Joker, go ahead and level it up to, let's say, 18 for the first one, and then we'll level up Alexa's to +15. So we don't have a lot of artifact charms. We're trying to do this on bare budget minimum. That's just the beginning of the game. You have to be somewhat efficient. The more stuff you spend, the harder it is to upgrade the other stuff you want to later. So the cheapest I can do this for you, the better. Furious also takes an exclusive equipment, by the way. I don't remember what the one for him is, and I can't look right now, is one of the issues. I think he has a mischance one and a skill 1. That one is okay. And then he has a burn chance one also. If anyone in the comments could comment which is the Furious EE that you do, we'll just put that to +12. Which, if anyone could comment, because I can't look right now. There's no way for me to look at it. I can't go craft them. I can't do anything about it, I don't think. Let's see if I can craft one. I doubt it lets me. Let's see. Exclusive equipment. Oh, it'll let me look here. Okay, so Sigret, let me show real quick then. So Sigret, if you highlight over this, you want the bottom one. After activating Smash, the health condition is activated Sever at 75%. This will give you more damage off the start of Wyvern, allow you to beat it easier, faster, and everything. Now, Furious's, the EE that you want for him is going to be burn effect chance, restricts the target, and 70% chance when using Fatal Bullet. I do the hit chance one because it keeps your Wyvern team alive. It's only a 75% chance to proc, but if they do have blind, it makes it to where your front tank can survive easier. It's not really needed. I think any of them would probably be fine, to be fair. It doesn't matter too much on the EE. So now we need to go in and we are going to be getting an effectiveness ring from this. So if you see this ring right here, we're going to be using this on our Furious. So the next mission that we do is clear Wyvern 10 also. So that is why we are doing this right now. Going in, let's start looking at the gear on these characters. I might have to pause the video here because I don't think I have all the gear that I want, and I need to go figure out what the next things we're going to do are. So with Furious, you can use the 2 pieces it just gave you. The bad thing is your Furious is going to be very squishy. Furious needs to be faster, so the best thing you can do for the first time clear is going to be put the speed set on him. So if you look here, we have 6% effectiveness. That's without the stuff leveled up. So we're going to try to upgrade these the least amount we possibly can and go from there. So that's going to be our Furious gear for the first time clear. Our Alexa, one thing I know we are going to buy for Alexa, these boots aren't the greatest thing ever, but there aren't any other boots, and we do need Alexa to be a little bit faster. Without Alexa on speed boots, it's going to be very hard to clear. So if we go in here, these boots they have a chance to be decent, but you buy these. So as long as it dodges effect res, you're pretty safe. But if it hits effect res, these boots you can use forever, but they're just not going to be the greatest thing. So we're going to buy that. That is going to for sure be one of the first things that we do. Now we can go out, and what we're going to do for our Alexa is we're going to go ahead and put those boots on her. And then we're also, the ring I told you to buy in another episode of the guide, you can either use this ring, but it is probably better to use an effectiveness ring on her. So one of the rings, as you see, this one doesn't have it, but Tyria's has 11% effectiveness. If you did roll effectiveness on this ring, that's really good for this point. So now from here, we're going to do attack set. The bad thing is there's nothing that gives effectiveness from the attack set. So we're just going to have to do this. As you see, this would give effectiveness, but we need the speed main stat boots, and there is no other speed main stat boots that are too efficient. You can use the Pegasus boots, but I don't like upgrading those because it seems like a waste overall. But now from here, none of the chests have effectiveness either. So just take whatever your highest leveled up chest is from your attack set. Next up is our helmets. Our helmets, again, there's nothing with effectiveness that we can do of the free gear it gives you. So just take your highest leveled up helmet. See, this is what we're going to do. And then lastly, we do have a sword with effectiveness. So this is going to have effectiveness. That puts us at 25 only. So I'm going to go and see if there's any way I can manipulate this to achieve that effectiveness. The thing is, your crit chance and everything isn't going to matter because you have Furious. So you can go lower crit chance. So what we might actually do for the guide, just to make it more efficient and easy, the one thing here is you can buy an effectiveness ring from the Conquest Point shop. So if you scroll down, there's this hit set. It is 30% off, so it is still rather expensive, but this hit set has effectiveness. So I'm going to go ahead and buy this. You do get a ton of Conquest Points. You'll be able to buy all this gear super easily. They've changed Arena to where it doesn't really matter what you buy. You're going to end up being able to use all of it. And this hit ring, you're going to be able to use in PvP too later. You'll end up switching all this gear. The biggest thing with this is just a first time Wyvern clear. We're going to be changing the team up. Obviously, you're going to end up using Mui for your Wyvern team. So what we're going to do is go ahead and give Alexa this ring. Yes, the sets are broken. As you see here, it doesn't have the proper crit set attack set. That's fine. It really does not matter. The biggest thing is we need Alexa to be able to land her poisons. The poisons are how we're going to beat this on the first go. So this is a part where some of you might need to go back and take a little break and start working on other things. So right here, I'm going to go ahead and equip whatever attack set sword we already have leveled. So we're going to take Stenny's sword. Okay, next up, we have our helmet and chest. We're going to, if you have a secondary set that you unlocked from Golem from doing challenges and you're ahead of me, you can use one of those, or we use this free T70 set. It's fine. But for me, that's what I'm going to have to do. This piece and this piece, they're pretty much the same. I guess I could, since this rolled into HP twice, I could go ahead and level this up, but that's just more gear to level up, which sucks. But I'm just going to go ahead and I'm going to do 6-piece attack set on her. That's just the best that we're going to be able to come up with. So 6-piece attack set. One thing that you can do to cheat this is you can go ahead and switch the boots, but the problem is this boot has effectiveness. Having a little effectiveness could help you a lot, whereas not having any kind of sucks. So it's up to you. You can try to save resources and try to clear it this way, but just know you're going to end up leveling this for when you use Mui. Mui doesn't need the speed boots like Alexa does, so you can use these boots on Mui whenever you switch them. And then your Sigret is going to end up going on a completely different set in probably about 4 or 5 days because we get a really good rage set later. So the most important gear to upgrade first, though, is going to be your Angelicas. So Angelica also has an EE. You can get it. It doesn't matter for this really. But her most important gear is her right side gear. So we're going to go ahead and I'm going to go into use powder only and see how far we can level this. But as you see, there's a lot of gear to level here. We're hoping for defense, honestly, on this. Speed is okay too. But We're going to level this up to at least plus 12 for now. We're probably going to end up wanting to put everything as close to plus 15 as we possibly can, but we got to be kind of budget oriented at the beginning here. So I'm going to go ahead and put this to 6 with the powder, and then we're going to try to put it to 9 with the powder. I always use the powder first just because of the way that the game takes charms. It uses the charms in order. Ooh, that's not rolling too bad, actually. I'm going to go ahead and put this to plus 12. Like I said, this is the most important thing to upgrade. That crit chance roll sucked. So now we'll go ahead and do the same thing. Just upgrade with all the powder. So put it to plus 8. Those are 2 very bad rolls, which sucks. But let's go ahead and plus 9 it. And then we're going to plus 12 it. And now you see our charms are looking very scarce, but like pretty bulky so far. Now we'll go ahead and go over to this. We'll use powder. And all this powder came from farming unrecorded history. So you should have quite a bit of it, but I always upgrade powder first, and then I switch over to charms. So we'll just put this to plus 12. We're probably going to have to plus 15 all of the gear on her except for the sword. The sword you really don't need to upgrade. So the sword will be last priority upgrade for sure. I don't even know. I might upgrade the sword to like plus 6. That's about it right now. Okay, that rolled okay. And the sword, if it doesn't roll speed or HP, it rolled all in a crit chance. We're just going to lock it. The thing is, the sword gets flat attack. Your front tank does not care about that. So you see our stats, they look really low, but that's because we're still 5-star. But since we have her in Grace of Growth, or your tank, whoever you have in Grace of Growth, she will now be 6-star because we completed the challenge. Whenever you finish doing the rest of your awake or skill ups on Sigret, it's going to unlock this. So you'll have the full Awaken Grace of Growth. So that means her healing will be more. If you use tanks, their tank effects will be more tanky. Whatever, but that is that. So now you saw we're at a problem with right side charms already. What I told you to do yesterday was burn all of your labyrinth points or labyrinth entries. So you see we have 3459 and we have 3 more labyrinth entries we could do right now. So I'm going to go ahead and split this half and half. So we're going to grab 14 of the rings and we're going to grab 14 of the necklaces. So that's all we have to work with. So we're going to go in, we're going to level up Sigret's gear. So the sword's already maxed out. The helmet and chest aren't as important to level up, but we'll go ahead and go plus 9 on the chest. That's perfect. That's why we switched to this, is so that we could try to get crit chance and crit damage. All right, then it went HP, as I said that. All right, the boots, we want to get this as leveled up as we can. The boots are one of the most important. All right side gear on your characters is generally the most important. So I wish we wouldn't have got the HP roll, but the effectiveness roll is nice. I'm just going to go ahead and put this 15. We're going to have to do it anyway. So let's just put it 15. That's more crit damage. That's really good. That means she's going to hit really hard. So your crit damage is going to multiply off your Daydream Joker, and that's how you kill Wyvern. It's this artifact here is what's doing the most for you. The more crit damage you have, the more it multiplies this. So the higher crit damage, the better. So we're going to go ahead, and this is, as I said, crit damage is the most important thing. So we're going to go level this up. Those aren't bad rolls. The thing is, my Sigret got no speed whatsoever on anything. So she's going to be dirt slow. That sucks that went HP. And then we're going to go ahead here, and we're going to put this up to plus 9. The attack here is important. We kind of want effectiveness. Ooh, that's really good. Those are good rolls. Those are perfect rolls. Okay, the health kind of killed it, but our Sigret is starting to look pretty dang good. Okay, so now we have our Alexa, though. So our Alexa, as you see, is struggling a bit. We need to upgrade the boots to at least plus 12 for this. And then probably plus 12. It sucks. It went effect resist. The attack rolls are kind of nice, though. It's not too bad. All right, and then we're going to go ahead into here, and I'm going to upgrade this to plus 9 at least for now. And those rolls aren't great. It was 2-3 rolled. Okay, and then this, we'll go ahead and boost this up here. And this should give us enough effectiveness. You want speed on this piece, but honestly, if it rolls speed once or twice, it's going to be usable forever. So that's the nice thing of this piece. So you see we have 50 effectiveness already. That's good. The goal is to get 65. So 65 is your effectiveness threshold for Wyvern. I'll cover all of these main points right before we go into Wyvern and I showcase the team. But I wanted to do the team building portion with you so you could see. So as you see right here, our Furious needs this only up to maybe plus 6. Don't put like any resources into this. So that's plus 6. He's 165 speed. So Alexa's actually faster than him. That's not ideal to have Alexa faster than him, but it's fine overall. This is just for our first clear team. So our Furious is super squishy. Our Alexa is super, super squishy. but we need to make sure our Sigret is as boosted as we possibly can before anything else, because her damage is the most important. Let's go ahead and go to Sigret, and then I'm going to just plus 15 this piece, I think. Her sword's already upgraded, the boots are already upgraded. Actually, for Alexa, let's plus 12 this. But if you guys are out of charms, you need to go farm unrecorded history. For all this left side gear you see me upgrading, you need to go farm unrecorded history. Unrecorded history is where you get these lesser charms and you get the powder. So this chest really didn't roll well. So we're at 202, but 50 effectiveness. So honestly, this we should probably boost up to plus 12. And then as you see, that went speed, that's good. All right, so we're at 60. That's close enough. That's probably going to be just fine. And then our Sigret, we have 36. There's a chance she'll land debuffs. That's good. And then our Furious has enough effectiveness. That's fine. And then we have our Angelica. Our Angelica is 20,000. She's a little bit too squishy right now. If we can upgrade the boots to plus 15, that will help us out a lot. So let's do that. Extra defense, that's big. So as you see, went from 20 to 21k. Now the helmet, let's go ahead and upgrade that. That was rolling kind of the best. Okay, so that gives us an extra, we're up to 22. If we could put some more into this, it'd be best, but we might just have to try to work with this and do what we can. So this is looking like what our first Wyvern team is gonna be. This is just for the first clear. Once we go back and revisit and establish the proper Wyvern team, you're gonna be using all the same characters, but your Mui, okay, so if you're using Mui, your Mui can be basically Alexa, but you can go attack boots, okay? So you can do attack boots instead of speed, because Mui is going to be CR boosting your team the whole time. So you can get more damage out of Mui and put them on attack boots. That's the only difference. So switch these boots out, or say your Spectre Sneaker boots. But just make sure Mui still has 65 effectiveness. The goal is all your damage characters, except for Sigret. She doesn't need 75. If you get close to it, that's good. But the more damage your Sigret has, that's the better. So what I'm going to go do now is clear up until Wyvern 13. And then we'll see if we're struggling, and I'll teach you guys, if we are struggling, what you need to work on to then complete it. So we have our Wyvern team right here, and we'll go ahead, and I'm going to put Arky on because Arky's the best, and if you have a hunt pet, then you can go ahead and slap a hunt pet in here. So there we go. I'll just go ahead and throw him in. I got an answering hunt pet, and we'll go ahead and outstart cleaning this. I will be back once we get to the Wyvern 13 portion. Okay, so we're to Wyvern 11. I'll just let you guys know you might have to try it a couple times because Wyvern 10 is probably harder than Wyvern 11, because Wyvern 11, as long as you have 2 debuffs, it attacks a frontline unit, whereas Wyvern 10 is attacks randomly. So if you lose one of your backline characters in any of these runs, just restart and try it again. You don't lose stamina for restarting. I don't think I've ever covered that in the guide, but this is one of the main ways you fail Wyvern. As you see right here, it's attacking my backline units. This is why I suggest using Crozet in my old guides, is because Crozet gives a barrier when somebody else gets attacked and shield. So it makes it to where you pretty much never lose on this first wave, because as you get further up, they hit hard. So Wyvern 13, they're going to hit you very, very hard. It's just part of it. Your Wyvern team won't be consistent for the first little bit, but that's fine. You don't need to farm Wyvern at the beginning of the game. That's one misinformation everybody tells you. Unrecorded history is the most important thing to farm at the beginning of Epic 7. So now going into Wyvern 11, you see right here, we're getting lucky so far. And once you get into the Wyvern stage, once you get into the Wyvern part right here, it will always attack your front line first. So one thing you can do is manual at the beginning and try to save your debuffing skills, because the whole idea here is you want to debuff the Wyvern. So as you see right here, this is what I was talking about. It's going to be RNG using Alexa. If you're using Mui, this is going to be super easy for you probably. But using Alexa, since we have the effectiveness, we can go ahead and click S2. We landed the debuffs. That's perfect. So now we're in a very great spot. If you have the exclusive equipments, you're probably going to be in a good spot anyway. So you'll have a lot more chances for debuffs. But as you see right here, I'm just going to click skill 3. It should do more damage, even though it's not molded. Now, Furious, we can go ahead and try for the defense break. And we're just going to save our souls. So our Arky, if we ever run into a situation where we're about to beat it and we don't beat it, okay, 15% in me. I think my Furious had 70 effectiveness. So that is one mechanic that makes it to where it's very hard to make a consistent Wyvern team, is there's a mechanic within the game that keeps you from landing debuffs no matter how much effectiveness you have, and it's in PvE too. Why it's in PvE, we still don't know to this day. It's very, very frustrating. But from right here, we can fail, which sucks. So we'll just try to get our Daydream Joker damage off Alexa, and then Furious. Now we have to pray it's random who it targets since we have no debuffs. We got lucky. So you always have a chance to win, because you could always get lucky. Right here, what we're going to do, since once this bar is full, he goes into shield form, okay? And this is just Wyvern 11. These mechanics stay the same through Wyvern 11 through 13, just 13 does more damage. So from right here, we're going to save our debuffs for when he goes into shield phase. So we're just going to get our damage, and then we're going to go ahead, and I'm going to not click my skill 2 either right here, because Sigret, whenever they're below 50% HP, or if they're below 75% HP later, then you get an additional hit. So the best thing I can do here is try to get defense break on Furious on this turn. So we do not have a heal. You see, we're already struggling to survive on our front tank too. So we are bare minimuming trying to beat this to the best of our ability. Let's see if we land defense break here. Okay, we landed defense break there. That's big. Now we're going to click S2 and pray for debuffs. We got 1 poison. That's pretty big. So now we go ahead and click this. Now it's Sigret's turn. Sigret does have the extra hit here, and she has a chance to land a bunch of debuffs with this skill and her skill 1. So you see right there, we just landed 5 debuffs, and now you can click skill 3, and you should win. So like I said, you might have to try this multiple times. I'll walk you through, so that's going to kill. And our gear isn't upgraded. Your Sigret, eventually, once we get her on the rage set, will pretty much be one-shotting this. And also, any gear you get that's not T85 is going to be junk. Any T85 gear you get, then you can save it for now until you kind of learn if that piece of gear is good or not. But that's why I don't want you to farm Wyvern, because I'm not doing the gear guide portion until later. You're better off getting farming unrecorded history. It's going to give you way more progression. So we're going to clear Wyvern 12 together too. I'm just going to clear all of the Wyverns together with you guys. I might as well. There's no reason not to. We're going to go ahead and click our skills. We want to kill the big one first. The big one is going to dual attack. So the faster we kill the big one, the better. My alarm's going off. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and click skill 3. The more we can use up and build souls, the better before we get into it. So I'm going to go ahead and skill 3, the backline, and go from there. All right, so that killed it. Now, Alexa, I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to save Alexa's skills through this whole thing because we want to get the poisons on the first turn on the boss. Okay, and then Furious, we're also going to want to try to get into rotation to where we could use his skills right whenever we get in there. But from this point, we should be pretty safe to not have to click anything. Skill-wise, we'll just slowly beat this and build up souls. So Alexa, again, we'll just skill 1 here. It's fine. And then now Furious, even though Furious has skills here, we're just going to click S1. And then we get a dual attack. That doesn't really change anything. So it just makes it where we actually generate less. No, we generate about the same souls. All right, so now we're to this part. This is going to be the same for both Wyvern 12 and 13. This part's going to be RNG. So you need to land your debuffs. So you click this button and you pray. We landed both debuffs. That's huge. Now we click skill 2, skill 3. And we pray we land defense break. Okay? We pray for defense break here. We didn't get it. We got 15%. And that is what, if you land defense break there, then this hit will do infinite more damage. We got the poison damage. And you'll see our Angelica is getting cooked right now. So from here, I'm just going to click skill 1 since we get 2 Daydream Joker hits. And we did Mola that. And then we'll click skill 1 here, but we're probably already dead at this point because as you see, our Angelica has no skill ups. That's why it's important to go plus 15 your Sigret. It looks like I will have to plus 15 my Sigret because having the skill ups on Angelica, she'll get back to healing faster. But this is going to be a failed run. So this is just an example. If you guys are failing as well, don't get too burnt out on it. It's fine. Don't stress. So that is what we need to do. We need to go boost up our Sigret. So we're going to do that together. It's going to be a long video, but this way you can see the whole process of beating this stupid thing. So if we go to Sigret, go to skill enhancements. Sigret, we need a bunch of these. So we need shiny enchantments. We need 12 of them. And then 12, we need 36 of them. We need 36 of them, and we have 1. Okay, so we do have one of those boxes that give us plus 15 of them. You can also trade an AP for them. So you can get them from here. You can get them from these boxes. So we technically still need 17. So if you click side story, you can go to unrecorded history. And then you can buy them from in here. I'm also going to show you another way to get them for this portion. And this is just something good to know for later on. So shiny enchantments from here, let's go ahead and let's buy 5 of them, okay? So we'll buy 5 of them. I could have bought more, but just for the sake of this, I'll show you all the different ways. So the reason I was having you farm unrecorded history stage 5 is because at the beginning of the game, before you're able to farm stage 30 in unrecorded history, you have the ability to go into Catalyst. So now Catalyst, click Rare Catalyst and go down to your shiny enchantments. So in the shiny enchantments, you can now trade in your epic catalyst for this, or you could do 1 epic catalyst, and then you could do 3 small catalysts. I think this is technically more, or 2 small catalysts. This is more efficient, so you can do 1 and 2, and then this will give you 4 on the return. So you get 4 for that. So now we're going to go ahead and do 1 of those, and these are easy to farm. We'll do 2 of these. So you're going to do a lot of catalyst switching off depending on what you need at the time. It's fine. It's going to be, you're going to find times where you get annoyed because you traded in a catalyst that you didn't need to. And that's just part of the game. Say you trade in a catalyst, but then you find out you need it right after. A little bit annoying. I'm going to go ahead and just click 15 on this. Just get a little more damage on her. Can't hurt anything, right? So next up, do I have any ring charms? No, we don't. We did use all the ring charms because we were upgrading the effectiveness rings. So now, though, we should be close to enough to fully up her. So we'll go ahead and put the skill 2 up. And then we're going to do this. So we also do need 4 of the Horn of Desires still. So we will have to go grab those. And let's see how many of the other things we need. I will just use boxes for this last version of grabbing them. All right, so we need 7 more shiny enchantments, and we need 4 Horn of Desires. So let's go grab those real quick. So 7 shiny enchantments. Okay, and then 4 Horn of Desires. So grab those out of here. Okay, so now, oops, wrong button. Okay, so now we click Skill Enhance on this, and then we go here and we click Skill Enhance on this. So as you saw, that just burned up. We had 50-something molas, and building our Wyvern team just ate up 40 of them. The last time I made the guide, I had you use all characters that didn't take Molagores besides Sigret. It helped us save 10 Molagores for getting into PvP, but I think this way is just going to be a more consistent, safe way for you to do it. So if you are using Mui, though, instead of Alexa, you are going to want to upgrade all the Mui skills, at least 2 plus 4. The more you upgrade him, the better. He doesn't take Molagore. He's a 3-star, so you can just boost all of it up. It just takes more catalyst. But overall, now that we have done that, our Sigret will be hitting way harder for way more damage. And then now we can click Grace of Growth, and we are going to have our fully maxed out Grace of Growth. So that means our skill ups are now going to be in effect on our Angelica. And now we can go ahead and go in. I think doing a tank is probably going to be easier and more consistent. For your first clears, if you do have a Crozet or Rose, but we'll make it work, don't worry. So we did unlock Expeditions. We'll be going over that at a later point, but let's go ahead again and try to beat Wyvern 12. If I do fail it right here, then I'll take a pause, and then, but I'll show you how to beat it. Like, you can beat it with this team. So again, we're just going to go ahead. I'm going to just not use skills. You can use skill 3. It'll build you more souls, actually. But that builds you 2 souls, so the difference isn't that much. I'm going to go ahead and click skills for the beginning, but then once we get past this first part, then we will start saving our skills for when we get to the Wyvern portion. So we got to pray that this doesn't kill one of our front units. Again, if one of your one of your back units dies, just restart. Just restart and go again. It's fine. So I'm going to go ahead and click skills on Angelica here. And then we'll go ahead. I will click skill 3 because I think it generates 3 souls. No, it's only 2 souls. So it's the same souls no matter what you do. You don't need to click skill 3. It's fine. But we're not going to click any other skills from this point out. We're just going to S1 everything and slowly beat it. I'm going to save Angelica's S2 from here since we have barrier. It's not doing any damage to us. So try to do that. If you are missing HP, though, then you can use that skill. But from right here, we'll just skill 1, save her stuff. Press S1. Alexa will just press S1. We got a dual attack again, so it's consistent. we got the same RNG both times. It's funny. Okay, so again, Wyvern 11, 12, and 13 will always attack your frontline unit, which adds or takes away a lot of RNG. We landed both poisons. That's big. Now we gotta pray we land a defense break. Land the defense break. We should be in a very, very good spot. So go ahead and land a defense break. Beautiful. So if you have the exclusive equipment on your Sigret here, when you click in Soul Burn, you'll probably put it down to close to the HP threshold that you need to, but we weren't able to quite do it there. I'm going to actually S1 here to try to put more debuffs on, because the more debuffs the Wyvern has, the less damage it does to your frontline unit. So as you see, it also pushes you back, so your frontline unit will very rarely ever get a turn. And that is one of the bad parts about using a Soul Weaver. If you do have a maxed out Angelic Montmorency, it will help you in that scenario. But we are already back up to max HP because that's Grace of Growth, makes it to where her healing gives more. So that makes it to where we get the bonus for longer. I'm going to go ahead and S1 here. We landed 1 bleed. The bad thing is our Furious isn't fast enough, as you see, which is a really bad thing. Yeah, our Furious isn't fast enough, so we got lucky and attacked the front line. So hopefully you can upgrade your gear on Furious potentially a little bit more. I'm going to go ahead and click the buttons here. This might be a mistake, but sometimes it's once he has the max bar, sometimes it's best to save your abilities until he enters shield form. So right here, I'm just going to click S1 because I want to say the poisons. I know the poisons won't kill him. So from here, now we'll go ahead and start using all of our skills. I think for this, I'll go ahead and click S2 because this has a chance to land multiple debuffs. And then Angelica, this is your chance to hopefully get a heal back once he has a reduced speed until you break the barrier. Okay, so reduce speed until you break the barrier. Furious has burn on his skill. Okay, I didn't even know that. We landed both poisons. This one should be easy going. So I'm not going to click my skill 3 right there on Sigret because we'll do too much damage. So what I'm saying is you want to try to manipulate the barrier a little bit, but you need to break the barrier. If you don't break the barrier, he does an AoE attack and obliterates you. But okay, so this should be perfect. So the poisons can also give you, or you can S2 here if you want. Yeah, S2 heals more. But from right here, we should be fine. He should be dead from this moment. But once you break the barrier, once this goes away, he will return to normal speed. But we already cleared it. It doesn't matter. So Alexa will go ahead and get the hits in, and the poison kills him. So that's Wyvern 12. Wyvern 13 is the exact same thing, just hit slightly harder. You're going to go in with the same strategy, same exact strategy, nothing different, and hope for the best. So here we go. I'm going to try it once with you guys just to teach you how to do it. You might have to upgrade your gear a little bit. If you continually fail, just go farm unrecorded history. You might need to move your gear back, but I will show one. See, Sigret's already halfway dead. Crozet on the board, Sigret's not already almost halfway dead. So for this one, it's going to take a long time to kill these mobs because they have way more HP. So I'm going to go ahead and just click extra skills on them. So I'm going to go ahead and just click everything that we possibly can. Whenever you click S2 on Alexa, it does give you extra combat readiness push. See, he's already almost dead. That's not good. All right, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to click S2 on this time just to wipe that thing out and do a little bit more bonus damage. And we'll click skill 3 on Angelica. This is going to be a tough run. I'm not going to lie. It's going to be tough. Looking at this, I can already tell. He hasn't attacked my Angelica one time. There we go. Thank you. All right, so we just need to make sure we're back into our skill 2 on our Alexa. So we're just going to, again, just click S1s. We only need one more turn, so we're fine. We're already back to it. I'm not going to click Angelica's heal here. We're going to save it. Okay, it attacked Angelica. That's good. So now Furious, we're not going to click his skills because we want to click them when we get into the next portion. And then it should get one more hit here, and that's fine. Now we can just click S1, and it should be dead. It's not quite dead. That's actually good that Angelica got another turn because she'll be closer to skill cooldown. So it's actually a good thing we didn't kill there. But now here we go. This is the RNG disaster portion. You need 65 effectiveness. As long as you have that, just go in. That's the best you can do. Okay? As long as you have it, or even close to it. Just know the further off 75 you are, the less likely you are to hit. Also, since we didn't skill up this, it's an 80% chance on each poison. So that's a lot of checks that you could fail. But the less resource you put into Alexa, the better, because we're going to be making a different team anyway. So I landed both. That's big. Okay, so now we pray that we land defense break. We did. Okay, that's big. Okay, so from right here, what we can do is what we honestly need to do is try to land more debuffs. So this has a chance to land unhealable and bleeding. But the bad thing is if I use that skill, I'm not at the HP threshold yet. So we're not going to get that much value out of it. Whereas a skill 1, we might get a little bit more value out of it. I'm going to go ahead and just S1 for this. No, let's just S2 because by the time we get that skill up, he's not going to be defense broken. But as you see, we did a big chunk of his HP there. The bad thing is our Angelica is very far pushed back now. We can get some pretty good damage here. And then hopefully our Angelica gets to click her heal here. She does. Okay, so we get to click our heal on Angelica. But now we're back into the debuff portion. Okay. So now we have to land debuffs again. So this is going to be a bit RNG. unfortunately. I actually need to look at Alexa after this. We landed 1. So now we're at complete RNG portion. If he, depending on who he attacks here, there it is. Our Furious is gone. We lost our defense breaker. So that's the tough part of this. We have to get into a point where we have the debuffs. It's very, very hard to do that. If you have, again, if you have Mui, you're going to be fine. This is going to be easy. And also, if you have your exclusive equipments, it's going to be pretty easy. I wouldn't stress about it. This will be cake for you. So one strategy that you can do is right here. I'm going to click S2. It looks like our Angelica will get another turn here. And one thing that you can do is you can click. All right, we're kind of RNGing it. This is where it's super nice. So you can Archie if you're not going to break the barrier. So you can click Archie. So right here, I'm going to click Archie. The bad thing is he will return to normal speed by clicking this. I maybe could have waited and got more out of it, but we're going to get 1 more turn of poison damage, and this is where Alexa is usually best for that first clear. So it looks like we're actually potentially going to beat it. This portion right here, I think I'm going to soul burn this because it doesn't look like we're going to get to another Archie turn. So this ignores effect resistance, so it makes it to where you can't get 15%ed, but the problem is you could still not have the chance to proc it. But we're going to soul burn it and pray. We did land both, and now we can click S3, and we should have beat it. All right, so you see I'm using very crappy team. Oh my god, that's 100k damage with no defense break. Oh, okay, so it's not that hard, but it's not that easy. So we did get a little unlucky RNG, but that should be the minimum you need to beat it, and you only need to beat it once for now. Okay, you don't need to touch it again. The reason we're beating it one time is because now we're done with this part of the hunt challenge. So go in here, you can claim all this stuff. I'm super pumped we beat it first try, but that is the process of building a Wyvern team. So the main takeaway points, I'll go ahead from right here and go show all the builds. Main takeaway points that you need are if you're using Furious, you only need 50% crit chance. If you're not using Furious, you need 85. Okay, so Furious, you need 50. Second, you need to try to have 65 effectiveness. Okay, 65 effectiveness on your characters. So as you see, we had 60 here, which is close, and we have 76 here. So our Furious was fine, but our Alexa was not too fine. Now your front tank, you need as much survivability as you can get. Okay. And once we go back and rebuild a proper Wyvern team, these characters will all look great. But for right now, this is all you need to do to beat it. But if you have Mui, just like I said, build your Mui like this, but use attack boots. And you'll honestly be able to beat it super easy. One thing is if you're trying to use another character, don't ask me about it. Okay, I showed you a team that's all free characters to beat it. And I told you a team otherwise that will beat it. If you want to be like, can I use Corinne? Yes, you could. Could I use Clarissa? If you want to go through that and try to figure it out yourself, that could be fun for you. It could be a fun learning experience with the game. Go for it. But just know Corinne, she's a defense breaker. Problem is she takes Mologora. All 4-star characters in this game take Mologora, which is going to make your later game more annoying. Okay, but those are the main takeaways. Tanky as possible. 65 effectiveness with some speed on both these characters, and Sigret is just as much damage. If you get some effectiveness from the boots and ring, that's a good thing, because you saw my Sigret was 90 debuffs. This might take you 10 tries, it might take you 1 try, it might take you 50 tries, but just go and try to get this done. So now we did get all these bookmarks though, and these are one of the best way to get 5-star characters in the game. As for a new account. So there's a very high chance you'll get a 5-star. We're going to go ahead and do those summons now. I also have a Moonlight summon we could do. So the 4 to 5-star, these just have the highest rates possible for getting 5-star characters for all bookmarks. There's a chance you don't get any though, so don't expect much. But is that Crozet? All right, well, we got Crozet after we were done. Funny. All right, there's looks like another 4-star. Is this Rose? Give me Rose now. Awesome. All right, 5-star. Nope, another 4. Well, potentially 5. Ooh, wait, any other 4-star knights? No, another Crozet. Yep, another Crozet. All right, and then there's a 3-star. So no luck off those, but the 4 to 5 stars have an insanely high rate for getting 5 stars. We haven't got a single 5-star from our daily summons. Surely. Clarissa, this is another character that a lot of people will want to try to use for Wyvern. Again, same thought process. Yes, you could use her. Is she good? Don't know. All right, we got 2 Clarissas. And lastly, no 5 stars still. Dominial. Wow. This account I feel like I get more and more unlucky on every account that I play in terms of summoning. My summon luck is garbage on the new player accounts. I had one that went crazy, but otherwise not very good. All right, well, let's do a Moonlight summon. Surely it's a 5-star. Sick. Ooh, Camille, she's actually really good for PvE. Okay, so that is the Wyvern portion. We're done. We cleared Wyvern. So now what you can do before you move your gear back to your regular story clearing characters, one of the challenges is you need to clear Hunt. As you see here, you need to clear Hunt 7 or higher 20 times. Okay, we have the team built. You do not need to do Wyvern 13 for this. Just go and do Wyvern 11. Wyvern 11 is a lot easier to complete. And also there's a challenge here that is completing Wyvern 10 times or higher. Okay, so you're going to go ahead and clear that, start going up here. The clear expedition 2 times. The best advice I can give to you is go into expedition. I don't know if it'll let me do an expedition. I think you have to have your own poster, but you can just go into, oh, there is no fire expo. Actually, what's the easiest expo? All right, this expo portion is going to have to wait till tomorrow because I'm going to need to go get, once you do this next part, I'm telling you, since you have to beat it 10 times and 20 times for that challenge, just go in, go to Hunt 11, and then just hit auto 15 or auto 5 if you're using one of your Hunt pets. So just go into this, do auto, minimize it. You'll fail occasionally. That's just Wyvern, especially for new players. This is Wyvern. So just fail it, but clear up to once you finish the Hunt challenge missions of clearing Wyvern 20 times. And then once you clear that, you'll have this done, obviously. And then just go and start doing other things throughout the expeditions. You will unlock the posters. I'll go over that tomorrow. If you want to try to mess with expeditions, you can. For this first expedition clear, we're just going to go clear level 1s. It'll be super easy. You can try to mess with if you want. The bad things, you have to have posters and you have to score so much on the expedition. But after that, we're going to be stuck on this Hall of Trial missions in the guide. We can't do anything past that. But otherwise, you can just go and start clearing all this. The biggest thing that we're going to be clearing tomorrow, though, is going to be we're going to be finishing Chapter 4. So once you clear this Wyvern thing, put your team, all your gear back on your story clearing team. And once you put the gear back on story clearing team, go push all of Chapter 5. You should be able to auto most of it. If you start failing any stages, then you can go back and if you start failing any stages, go farm more unrecorded history to or upgrade your gear. And then you can do your Tamarin skill 3, skill that up. That will help you also. It'll make her transform 1 turn sooner, which is a big deal. But if you do get stuck and are waiting for me tomorrow to see what I do, you can go and do all these extra stages so you can get all your Sky Stones. You can start messing with some of the AP exchanges. So buying with these AP exchanges, you don't need to buy any of this gear from here. It's not very good, but try to buy all the Breath of Orbises from here. So go and do all these missions, buy the Breath of Orbises. That's something you can work on. Otherwise, one thing you can also do is try to climb a little bit higher into Abyss. So you're probably not going to run into a roadblock on Abyss with your normal story clearing team until you get to Abyss, probably say 63. I think 63 is the first kind of challenge. But you can clear more of this, so I'll give you some stuff to do. But other than that, that should be enough content for you to grind until I make the next episode tomorrow. Good luck on your Wyvern team. If you have questions, the Discord's the best place to go to get answers to your stuff. But you can ask in comments. If I see it in the comment section, if it pops up for me, I will try to answer it. But otherwise, thanks for watching, and I will see you guys on part 6 of the new player guide.